A scrub is a guy that thinks he's flying this, also known as a buster. Always talking about what he wants and just sits on his broke ass. So, no, I don't want your number. No, I don't wanna give you mine. And no, I don't wanna meet you nowhere. No, don't want none of your time. And no, I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a
So my pattern is wrinkled because I had it all balled up in this pattern. But I wish it was a better way to like make these patterns more neater. But when they're balled up like that, I just put a little press on them. Okay, so the first thing it's telling us to do, by the way, I am doing view C. Most of the instructions apply to all the views. I would say C is just a shorter version and the pocket is a little different. But the first thing it's telling us to do is stay stitch the neck edge of front one sections. This is your neckline along here, and this is where we're going to do a stay stitch on both the pieces. So to find your stay stitch, you're going to have to mark it. It's asking on the pattern to stitch along the seam line for 1 inch. So I just have my sewing gauge and I already have it set at 1 inch. And you could use pins or a chalk like I'm using here, and I'm just gonna lightly go along the neckline. You might not really be able to see it, but it's okay. I'm able to see it because my fabric is a little darker, but it's fine. This is just a stay stitch. So with the stay stitch, you put it almost as like you're doing a basting stitch. So I'll show you in just a moment. Okay, so right here is where I am going to sew along at.
I don't want your number. I don't wanna give you mine. And no, I don't wanna meet you nowhere. No, don't want none of your time. And no, I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get none love from me. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get none love from me. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. Cause I'm looking like classic.
Y'all, as I was in the midst of sewing this pocket, I didn't realize that I sewed the facing right sides together, but in the instructions it asks for it to be sewn on the wrong side. So if you have the pattern, just follow the pattern. Don't do what I do, okay? I'm just showing you here, but I realized after the fact, and I'm like, dang. But the purpose of the instructions asking for it, the facing to be sewn on the wrong side, is so that you could turn the facing outward and top stitch the facing in place. I hope that makes sense.
Down on me, let your love just fall like rain, just rain on me. Just rain down on me, let your love just shower me. Just rain on me.
If you're following along, your pocket facing shouldn't look like mine, but we got the concept. But at this point, this is where you should be, sewing your pockets on both front sides of the poncho. So onto the back of the poncho, you're going to be doing a stay stitch on both pieces, and then you're going to sew down the center back of the poncho. Again, for my stay stitches, I did set my machine to 5 as my tension, and then I did set it as a straight stitch. For the center back, I just used the serger. If you don't have a serger, you can sew using the sewing machine. Just set your machine to a zigzag stitch. Onto the hood, you can either press out your fold line or mark out your fold line like what I'm doing here at a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and then you would just stitch the center back of the hood.
What is the look of? So many things I've got to tell you, but I'm afraid I don't know how. Cause there's a possibility that you look at me differently, love. Ever since the first moment I spoke your name, from then on I knew that by you being in my life, things were destined to change. Cause love, so many people use your name. Love, those who have faith in you sometimes go astray. Love, through all the ups and downs, the joys and hurts. Love, for better or worse, I still will choose you first.
So now at this point, this is where you should be trying on the poncho or putting it on a mannequin. Make sure everything looks and fits to your liking. As you saw, I went on ahead and attached the hood right sides together, and I just went on and serged it. And also my fold line where I had drew my marking, I went on ahead and serged the edge and fold that down as well. So now all I'm doing here is about to get ready to attach the hood to the back of the top. I have little notches here, so you should have notches on your hood and on the neck edge.
So many people use your name, they love. Those who have faith in you sometimes go astray. Love, through all the ups and downs, the joys and hurts. Love, for better or worse, I still will choose you first. Oh.
So once you have your hood pinned to the neck edge of your poncho, you're going to actually be doing a basting stitch. And the reason being, which you will see here, you will be attaching your facing, your front and back facing over your hood or your collar. You will see shortly, but once you attach the facings
on the entire poncho, you'll be removing the basting stitch out of the hood. With no doubts and no fears and no questions.
The next step does ask for you to pin the inner facing in both the front and the back facing, but I'm not doing that for this just because of the fact the type of fabric that I'm using. I feel like it's not necessary to use interfacing. Honestly, really use your best judgment and just based on what fabric that you're using to make this poncho, if you would need to use interfacing or not. But in my case, I am not. I'm just going to keep moving forward. So at this point, your front interfacing, which is number 6, with right sides together, pin it to the front of the poncho. And as you see here, I went on to add pins, so you would just add pins along here, and you would just go ahead and sew along down the edge on both sides. Now that I'm down here at this edge, I'm just going to stitch not all the way close because we are going to be folding this facing inward. So I'm just going to stitch close as I can. Back stitch. The pins placed is where we'll be adding the buttonholes. Now for this part, I am doing the rest of this by hand. Till this day, I cannot master a buttonhole by the machine to save my life, but the fact that I could do it by hand, girl, who the hell you think you is? But anyway, it's kind of difficult for me to explain exactly how I do the buttonholes by hand, so I will be leaving a link in the description box at a video that I watched and I got reference from that. A close-up shot of me making this buttonhole. I just really can't explain the type of stitch that it is. So again, I'll just leave the link of the video that thoroughly explains how to make a buttonhole by hand if you're interested. After adding your buttons and buttonholes, you're all done. All you need to do is just give this poncho a good press, cut any unnecessary threads that's just hanging around, make sure it fits to your liking, and go ahead and style it up, girl. This is the finished product. Y'all, I'm glad I made this. This is so cute and it is so comfortable. And I had wore this out one day and I had got so many compliments on it. So it made me smile. So yes, like you could style this up in many ways and it is a great layering piece. Definitely for these winter months. If you are living in the cold area, this is a perfect piece to have in your wardrobe, and this is very beginner friendly. If you don't have this pattern, check out your local Joann's. They definitely have this pattern there. Again, this is a very beginner friendly pattern. Y'all know I have to give y'all my little 1-2, so let me know if y'all make this poncho and how would you guys style it.